Hey, what's going on, guys? Vimp here, coming at you with another one of these videos. We're going to be playing a special request today. We're going to be playing a popular game called Blood Tournament. This is the Star Wars edition. Dude, funny enough, we've got a special guest, which we are going to be dual commentating, giving you guys a comprehensive review of the game, which is overall has been super fun. Honestly, what's funny about this video in particular is this guy Korn became a Patreon member, which kind of reignited my passion and forced me back into recording because this guy became a Patreon. So I had to go and record a special request video for him. So this essentially is a auto battler genre game, a little bit like Direct Strike and what's it called? Legion TD, you could say. These games are probably the most popular custom map games at the moment. You've seen people like Grubby playing it, Witty. So let's kind of dive deep into these games and figure out why they're so much fun. But hey, don't take it from me. Let the gameplay talk for itself, as Hans Niemann would say.
Chess speaks for itself.
Is it something special doing this against Magnus, Hans?
Oh, no. Yeah, I see. You're invested into Star Wars. Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, if that's your main hobby at the moment and it makes you happy, that's the most important thing, man. It's like, you know what? That's one of the things I really appreciate about people is like, if you have one conviction and you kind of stick to it, I feel like that's really fun. That's one of the things that I was enjoying Warcraft before with, like, for example, Hellholt or anything or any other specific custom map. If you're invested and you actually enjoy it, I feel like people perceive that and they kind of like jump on they're able to enjoy the game more with you.
Well, that's the thing is sometimes people will just message me and they're like, can you tell Ball to add this or like suggest this? And I'm like, why don't you tell him? And they're like, well, he listens to you more. And I'm like, I have the same level of input that everyone else does.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the game. So, by the way, I picked CIS at the moment. So we're playing Star Wars Blood Tournament. And yeah, I've been trying to learn a little bit more of the game. It is complex, right? It is a complex game. It is kind of overwhelming a little bit at the beginning, trying to figure out armor types, attack types, and all that stuff. But once you get into it, I feel like it becomes really fun.
Like, I don't think you should worry about the percentages too much in the beginning, but understand, like, there's, like, for example, these melee characters, the Masasi Hunters, they're not going to do good against armor.
Yeah.
And some things are, like, you think about it more logical as well. You're like, well, of course, like, a blaster is not going to do much damage against a vehicle or, like, a melee damage. But, for example, a lightsaber or a power weapon is going to do more damage versus, like, a vehicle.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Like an elephant won't be able to take down a tank type of thing, you know?
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense. It is relatively intuitive. So we could call this game a auto battler. I feel like a lot of these auto battlers, a little bit like Direct Strike, has been very popular at the moment. I've seen Grubby playing it. I don't know if you know the streamer, but yeah, these games have been really freaking popular at the moment. And honestly, I'm loving these. These are very fun. They're very laid back in the sense that you don't need too much brain power. Well, you obviously need to understand the game, but you don't need to micro. That's what I mean. So it is more of a...
relax.
Exactly. You relax. You take your time. You're having a good time. This is Star Wars themed, dude. This is so sick. I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to play more of this. But I've been learning this game in particular, and yeah, it's been really fun, man. Just kind of learning the strategy. You kind of have to pick a race and figure out the ins and outs of that race. So understanding what's good in that race, which heroes to pick, what unit composition is solid. But usually you kind of want to go for all-around good army, simply because you're fighting into this like round robin. So you're fighting every single player into the game. So you have to have a good army, good army composition, because you're not going to be fighting the same player, right?
Yeah. You definitely want a general all-around balanced composition, because if you don't have a balanced composition and if they just have your counter, you're going to get squashed. And it's like, that's how you really get behind in this game, is if you just get massacred every round because you just, let's say all you do is just build light infantry and they just have blaster.
Skywalker leaves the game. No way, two levers? You kidding me?
Anakin, breaking my heart.
Incorrect. I'm breaking your neck.
No.
How ironic is that Skywalker leaves the game?
I don't know if he left or he DC'd. I've
might
been
have
seeing a lot of
DC'd.
people DC.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So essentially the scope of the game, pretty straightforward. You're fighting, you're essentially placing these units down onto this platform. They're being auto-sent, and you're fighting one player at a time in this round-robin fashion. And essentially last man standing into this kind of like middle area is the grand winner. The more fighting points or army points, obviously, you have the higher odds of winning. And you essentially want to accumulate as many kill points that transition directly to blood points, and then you can spend those on kind of tech units, which you want to accumulate as best as possible towards at least just getting a general good composition. And you obviously want to be taken into account attack types, defense types, what is good, what is bad. And eventually what's really cool about this is getting heroes, right? And heroes are broken as hell. Like some of them are really strong. And yeah, I'm excited to showcase those.
I think heroes are like the sometimes make or break. I mean, you don't even have to have the main hero, to be honest, because for example, like Old Sith, I like using Darth Maul because he has the aura, but he's
Okay.
still as powerful as, for example, I'd say Malachite, because he
Okay.
still has 10,000 HP and he still does decent damage. But I know in the next pack she actually nerfed Cleave, which a lot of heroes had. So I think that's going to change a lot how people play. To be
Okay.
honest.
So yeah, Cleave was powerful. Some of these heroes do have Cleave, and yeah, they become very powerful because they're taking out like a huge portion of the frontline army. And yeah, I feel like it. I don't know. I haven't felt that it was broken, but maybe obviously since you've played a lot more this game, it makes sense. But yeah, just Cleave seems overall very good for sure.
It wasn't broken per se, but especially like so for example, me and Bo look at the bonus rounds all the time. And a lot of reasons why people get a lot of points on the bonus rounds is because of Cleave, or they have Cleave or
Splash.
Which so like on the Wookiees, I can usually average I would say maybe 8 to 10k with just a certain build, because just of the Cleave and the Splash. But the thing is some races who don't have Cleave or Splash don't even get near those points because they're just missing those basic units.
Yeah, I remember someone playing CIS. I think he got 16k. I don't know if I still have the recording, but yeah, it was pretty impressive. Getting that much splash. I don't know what it was. I think it was Geonesians? Not Geonesians. It was the Mandalorian. No, what was the word for it? The splash units in CIS. What is it?
The Hellfire Frag.
Yeah. Those were really strong. So see, let me showcase this because the thing is with auto battlers, it's obviously very reliant on AI movement and all that stuff, and sometimes you honestly just get cucked, and it's really unfortunate that in that scenario I literally got sandwiched by two races, so it was very difficult for me to come up ahead, and unfortunately there I had no chance to win that fight because obviously you want to get as many kill points as possible. I feel like I'm still doing okay, not necessarily falling behind, but yeah, just AI at some point is can be awkward from time to time. So yeah, either way, but I feel like that's what's fun about this game is just the RNG aspect of it, you know.
Well, that's the thing is like if you just have a couple snipers, and as long as there's no AI that like tries to go near them, because I think just from playing this game is it tries to prioritize who's going to win the game or win the round, and that's how it changes or prioritizes its AI. Because if you see it while it's fighting, is sometimes the AI will change targets intermittently every time, and especially when they all get to the middle, it'll start changing targets more rapidly, I would say.
Some other player that actually was playing CIS, I took a little bit of advice from him, and apparently before for going for my main hero, which would be Grievous, which I'm excited to showcase, this 4 lightsaber machine Cleave hero. I picked the Asajj Ventress, and apparently her is good. It's a captain essentially, so a tier 2 hero you could call her. And yeah, she's very strong, 6k HP, a force user, overall very strong kind of hero to complement your army. And before I get my main hero, I went for her, so it's good to have her as early as possible just to handle whatever melee. And she's going straight for the backline. That's so sick. And yeah, I feel like that usually she's pretty good. And I've learned also that the Transdoshan, hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, but Big Game Hunter, these guys have splash? Do they?
They do not, no. They just have stun.
Stun, perfect. Yeah, stun is important versus heroes. So that's why you're going to see me getting a couple of these, because stunning is obviously the counter to heroes, which we do want to get because everyone's going to go for heroes because they're broken as hell. So a lot of players are leaving. Unfortunately, that's the kind of downside of playing this RNG game. Is if you get a little bit unlucky early, it's just hard to come back. At least from my perspective, I haven't seen, like, I think this is the type of game where rich people get richer type of thing, you know? It's difficult to come back unless you perform very well in the bonus round or you get a good matchup. I don't know. What's your take on that?
If you have the counter to someone's build, it doesn't really matter how much PP or army points someone has, because I've been killed by someone who has 2,000 more army points than me.
Yeah, I see.
Just because, or the other way around. I destroyed someone who has 2,000 more army points than me just because I had their counter. And that's why,
okay.
Sometimes if you see a lot of people, as I said, like, this is just game knowledge to me, but if I see someone that's investing a lot in, like, anti-hero, is that something that I want to invest in the elim? And that's what I also want to just have people take into account, is elim is your best, like, your cost effectiveness, I would say. So that doesn't mean you don't want to, like, buy any of, like, the standard units, but at the very end, you want to make sure that you still have a lot for elim, because it's come down to, like, how well do you use your blood points.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It comes down to experience. Like, the more you play the game, the more you understand these type of, like, what counters what, you know, because it does become a little bit, not overwhelming, but it's just like it's a lot of information, for, at least for new players. I feel like that's the kind of only thing I would say to maybe the map developers, to make it somehow more fun and easier to understand for newer players. That's the only thing I would say. But the rest, like,
well, because
yeah, go ahead.
Because the only way to really learn the game at this time is, like, you just play the game. But the thing is if, like, a player leaves early, they're never gonna really truly understand the end of the game. Because if you only play till round one, I was discussing this yesterday with another player, is if you always leave round one, you're never gonna truly experience how to truly play this game.
Yep.
You're only gonna understand how to play round one.
Yep.
But as I said, round one doesn't matter. You want to play until the very end of the game, because you want to understand how, like, different unit comps work, because we also want to not try to make every race like basically like a copy and paste with just different models. We want to make them different in a variety of ways.
Yeah, I feel like people give up so easy. Like, they lose once. Honestly, like, I kind of, like, in their defense, I'm kind of the same, in the sense that you're playing a new game, you're trying to win, because you're used to this, like, popcorn brain of, like, ADHD, trying to win all the time. You know, the instant gratification, where, like, you're not winning, you freaking leave the game, go to the next one, you know, type of thing. But yeah, to be honest, I kind of get it, but you just have to play the game. You have to get invested, and I feel like once you get invested beyond a certain point, you reap the rewards. It becomes a little bit more fun to play once you understand it. If I'm being honest, the first, let's say, 5-6 games I played of this, I wasn't enjoying the game. I was getting wrecked. Like, I felt like I didn't understand anything. But once I started playing it, that's when it becomes a little bit more fun, because you understand general, you know, army compositions, attack types, heroes. And don't forget, I was only playing one race. Because if I was playing random, which most players are playing, I would have for sure not enjoyed this. But understanding one build path and just kind of, like, making adjustments is probably the best way to play the game, in my opinion.
Well, because, like, sometimes for me, because I've been playing this game, and I really don't care if I win or lose at the very end of the day, because I've been playing this game so long. I just try out different builds. And I'm like, what would happen if I just play with like, let's say all droids. I don't use any Geonosians, or I just use all mercs or something along those lines. And that's
Break the
what some
meta.
other people do. Yeah, break the meta basically. And that's honestly why things get nerfed in this game, is because people like for example the Kataman warriors, like people would get 17,000 blood points on the first bonus run, but they're not like they're not OP to the point where they're like they're not going to affect the final game, because if you spam Kataman warriors, they can't attack air, and you can't sell them. So
Yeah, so
like you're already at a disadvantage.
you know, that's reminds me of one of the. If you guys look on the Discord, I will link it down in the description if you guys want to check them out. By the way, huge shout out to them. They're very active. They're always playing, and that's I feel like compared to different communities, you guys are playing a lot. There's always a game posted. I've been getting tagged 25 times a day, and I feel like that's one of the things I appreciate about your community. Is like they're very active. People are usually trying to help, which is nice. Good fight. How did it get wrecked this much? Holy, this guy. Who's... Okay, so no soul. Okay, so the army points, he has a little, essentially 100 gold worth of extra army points. And yeah, this guy's wrecking, man. Is there a reason why you think this guy's good?
Well, as I said, like, it just depends on, like, unit comp. And, like, if more of your army survives, that means you can get more army points in the middle. But if, like, let's say, like, only, like, a few units, because you could technically have half your army go to the middle and still earn no points if they kill absolutely nobody because they get stuck on a hero or they get stuck on a ship because you don't have the counter.
Yep.
Whatever that unit is.
Yo, these Wookiees, man, they annihilated. You're right. That they had the perfect counter to. They annihilated both. The thing is that these guys got sandwiched. These bush warriors, you know what I mean? And they still came out ahead. That's insane. Almost, you know, which is crazy. So this is like just going back to your point. It's just you're right. When you have the right counter, you win pretty much versus everything. Right? So that's so sick.
A good unit comp, especially when you're facing like, all right, well, for example, we have 2 levers in this game, and for every person that leaves, you basically face a mirror. So you can either A, have the perfect build to counter yourself, where I've seen mirrors basically win a whole round. Like they'll beat everyone, which is hilarious because they have reduced HP. But again, this game comes down to some RNG. And whereas like for heroes, they have a higher crit chance. So sometimes they just will crit more.
Oh, that's true. You can just get like super unlucky.
So like for me, I'm like, okay, well, I know that I'm facing myself because you could just type opponent and then you're facing somebody who left. I'm gonna put units that don't counter themselves, or I'll, like for example, if I have air that have blaster, like I have the Skyborn Rangers, I can spam those because they don't counter themselves. It'll just make the battle last longer, and then as I said, this is just experience, but
yeah, I see what you mean.
But when I come at the battle at the left end of the leg, that's usually when I can just clean up the end of the battle.
Just want to highlight something.
And it can work in my favor.
The stuns is really good. I'm not getting too many procs. I was getting a little bit more procs at the beginning, but just the stuns, as you guys see from the Transdoshan, big game hunter, was really pulling in clutch there. So I guess I'm fighting. Was I fighting the same? I'm fighting myself here, right? Because red left. Yes. So this is, I guess, the game mechanic where if someone leaves, you're just finding yourself with less. They have less damage or less HP or something.
Just less HP.
Okay.
I think it's 20% less.
So you kind of auto win. I see. So I'm starting to place a couple more air units in my mix. So air does take significant less amount of damage from pretty much everyone. That's why if you want to counter air, you obviously need anti-air. And at this stage of the game, not a lot of players do have anti-air, so that's why spamming it isn't a bad idea for sure. So we're pulling here in the middle with a decent army. Hopefully we do accumulate a decent amount of kill points, which we seem to be doing. This General Grievous with his 4 freaking lightsabers and cleave. Oh my god, raining hellfire on these guys. May the force be with you, baby. Let's go. This is so sick. Okay, does he have immolation?
No, he's incinerator droids have incinerate, and that's what's putting incinerate on them.
Okay. Okay, we might have a chance, or I think, honestly, no, never mind.
What about the Wookiee attack on the droids?
We'll get to the... Wait, did you just say the Wookiees are attacking the droids?
Dude, are you deaf or something?
Okay, calm down, forehead.
What is Korn? Is that your... I see that unit.
That's my avatar.
That's your avatar. That's so sick. I freaking love that, man. So is that a character in Star Wars? Because to be honest, I'm very bad with StarCraft. That's StarCraft. Star Wars lore.
That's a character in Warhammer 40k. He's the god of corn.
Let's God of Corn. That's hilarious, man. That's so sick. Okay, so I did upgrade my hero to last tier. So General Grievous last year was just tier 3. I got Massage Ventress to second tier as well, so that's pretty solid. I have a little bit more. I think something I do want to go for is more droid fighters. Acid Bomber. They have a spell shield, which is pretty good. Anything else air-wise you might consider you think I should be going for?
You know what's hilarious is every game that I've played with you, it's always me and you on the 7th round.
Okay, so you're playing. Okay, so who's gonna win here? You have a lot of melee in the front. Deal additional damage to horse.
They do reduce damage to droids, actually.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was pretty much checking. Oh my god, you're heavy on air. Dude, you're going insane on air. There's some fun strategies where you could go for like only air, and there's like meme strategies. If you guys want to see more of this in the future, like me trying like 90% win rate strategy, like breaking the meta, let me know in the comments if there's like some sort of strategy you guys want me to try. But I could try some meme strategy for you guys for sure in the future. Oh my god, dude. What happened here?
You demolished me. That's
Dude. No chance. Dude, what happened? Where's your army, man? Corn, where's your army?
That's what happened. You destroyed it. I think Grievous's cleave basically cleaved through my whole army. Well, that's the thing is you have two very strong heroes, Asajj Ventress and Grievous, with both very strong cleave.
Yeah, the cleave. The thing is, like, you were heavy on air, and do I have anti-air? I think I got a couple anti-air units. Some of these stabbed droids, but not too many, and I have a solid amount. So with this game, obviously what's really good is balancing solid front line with decent amount of DPS in the back. So that's why you see me going for a lot of these bounty hunters in the back, these B2 ACM super battle droids. Most of my units have what it seems like blaster damage. And obviously blaster damage is pretty good versus light, medium, droid. So it's good overall versus everything except vehicle and air, which people are not massing. So I'm pretty much, I have the optimal, I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like I have a pretty good composition.
You're going to sweep this round.
Dude, let's go. Let's go, man. I can't believe you know what's funny enough? I've recorded like 5 or 6 games and I've gotten completely demolished. I hop in a game with you with obviously a little bit more experience, which is sick. And obviously recording, and it's so sick, dude. I'm performing well. This is nice, dude. And we're having good conversations too, so talk about a good showcase, man. Let's not jinx it, but still. One huge mistake I didn't go for is I should have gotten this guy before the commander because he has commando on, giving myself like a stupid amount of... Okay, this is the bonus round. By the way, we didn't even talk about bonus rounds, but bonus rounds occur every 4 rounds. So 4 and 8, I think. And essentially it kind of tests the army strength of your current army. The more bonus or more DPS you do on bonus, the more lumber you get back. And in this case, I seem to be doing pretty good. 23k. That's actually my highest one at the moment. So what's happening for you this game? What's how am I doing? How am I surpassing the master here? Are you doing like some sort of like a fun build or?
Old Sith don't usually do well on bonus, and even though I've been playing this game, it doesn't mean I know how to play every game well, or every race well.
Look at that. 33K. That was impressive. Very impressive. Okay, so elimination time. What about the command tank? Is that any good? Armor piercing, lasers. Can't be bad, right?
I like it.
Can't be bad. There's no way that's bad. Anything else? Let's go for this. I have so much blood points. I don't even know how to spend it. Put it in front because it's air. It's quite a bit. I have 1 minute, so I'm just like thinking at the moment. What do I want to get extra? Mercenary, tank hunter, tank hunters, flak. So again, I'm missing lumber. Shoot. Okay, no matter what, I just need to build stuff. As long as I'm building stuff, I think we're gonna be in a pretty good spot. Get a couple more mercenaries, heavy battle droids, droid assassins. Maybe get a couple of these assassins in the back, snipers for just extra DPS. Perfect. I've used pretty much all of my lumber, which is good. Not lumber, blood points actually. I mean, this is solid. This is solid. I got maxed out heroes, a stupid amount of air, good amount of DPS. I feel like overall solid composition. Maybe could be optimized, but for the first showcase, I feel like it's not too bad. So now we're placed. What's happening here? Okay, so
Oh my god, we're facing each other again.
that's what you were basically hoping for that not to happen, right? Oh, that's so sick. Okay, so this is a very hectic fight. A lot of things are happening. You have the Wat Tambor doing multi-shot at the moment, quite a bit of health, 15 armor, a stupid amount of DPS, and just super tanky. A lot of my units have spell shield. I feel like that's something to explore a little bit more in the future, but that's obviously very good. My DPS in the back doing good. I feel like your North is winning. Masari
I don't
Berserker.
think I have enough air.
I think, yeah, the air, I think, is the reason why I'm going to be winning here. Obviously, my heroes are very good. But yeah, your frontline army completely demolished. Most of my units.
They went behind.
Yeah, they flanked up the north, took the north angle. But yeah, I feel like my south definitely won. And my air superiority here is pretty much what won me that fight. But that's really good. Dude, that was a really fun, relatively close fight, in my opinion. I think I had the edge because of the extra army points, in my opinion, from just constantly winning. But yeah, this is what's fun about this game. It's just elimination phase. So now we finished the quarterfinals. Now we're going to semis. So this kind of like format is definitely super fun. So you really test your army strength towards the end. Yeah, now pretty much all it all boils down to this. So Sul, I feel like is the guy that's going to counter me potentially. But hopefully he loses here. That's what I'm hoping. What the? This guy's not happy. The front line, the dinosaurs are super strong, man. They have cleave? Look at that. Force user. Jedi duelists. A lot of these are very strong. This is a close fight, no?
Yeah, it is. But I think Blue is going to win.
I think so.
Because he still has Mace Windu, and On only has melee, which Windu has force damage, which does extra damage versus other force users. So
yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. And you know what's? I feel like you see the army points. There's 2,000 army points difference, and you know that kind of sucks for sure. Like it's difficult enough, you know. But with 2,000 extra points, it makes it super hard. Okay, so a lot of anti-air here. So, and this, I mean, Yoda in the back, he hits air?
yeah, he does.
Oh my god,
That's his,
Yoda's
ranged
broken as
version.
hell. Yeah, remember Yoda being so strong. He has like a massive spell shield and does so much freaking damage. Never freaking dies. Yoda literally doesn't die. I feel like this guy needs to be nerfed as soon as possible. Okay, I'm still winning somehow. That's good. I'm surprised I'm winning here because I saw all of that anti-air and I got scared. But for some reason, I'm winning? Wow, that's sick. Nice crit. Those crits are sick. Good fight.
All right, now you face the true enemy.
Oh my god, dude, this is so scary, dude. It all what? Oh my god, who wins? 14k versus 17k. If I ever win this, that's gonna be crazy. He has a lot of Jedi duelists. So this is gonna be tough because he's gonna be running through my my droids, in my opinion. No, I think he has just a better army composition. But I do have air in my defense. But yeah, there's no way. He has so many Jedi duelists and he has so much value on me, so it becomes all borderline impossible. Look at this. You literally ran through me, no?
You got Asajj running through up north.
Yeah, Asajj is killing all the DPS, which is good. Dude, there's no way, right? Grievous is gonna take bonus damage from these guys, no? Yeah,
no, he doesn't take bonus damage because he's a droid.
He still has his hero up top there. Oh my god, the crits! That's insane.
Yeah, I think that the Jedi duelist got you in.
Yeah, the Jedi duelist is my counter. This stupid model, man. No! Dude, I can't believe it. Wait, they can't hit air?
No, but he still has Mace Windu, which I think is going to kill the rest of your air.
Ah, I didn't see him. Okay, yeah. If my air would hit these, the thing is that the Grandmaster Mace Windu pretty much like freaking the crits, the Blade Master crits, dude. Oh my god. Good fight. That was good. Listen, finishing second, I'm gonna take it. That was not bad of a showcase, to be honest. Dude, that's so sick, man. That was so much fun. I feel like I've learned a lot from just playing a lot of CIS and just unit composition. If I knew, for example, if I had a little bit more game experience, I would have noticed those Jedi duelists and maybe did something about it. Because what would be the counter, at least for me, to counter his Jedi duelists? Just more air?
No, because they don't attack air. See, and that's the thing is that your air will prioritize any unit that can attack it, so it'll avoid the melee unit that doesn't attack air. If the melee unit does attack air, then it'll prioritize it. But if it doesn't attack it, then it'll just fly right over it.
I see. Okay.
So-
So more stuns to just kill Windu, I guess? Because I feel like that's probably one of the angles. Or I just got unlucky with the unit placements there, right?
Not if they spam air, because the thing is as I said, all your stuns will prioritize the air. But you had good AA, so I think it could have gone either way pretty much.